Love Generation. Crow and Cora are at Anne and Carl's apartment, seated on the floor around a rare antique wood table, having just finished singing Happy Birthday to Anne, who has reached 100 years of age. Cora is cheering.
Don't forget to make your wish, Anne.
The tradition is not to tell a wish or it won't come true. So I'll say aloud that I don't want us all to have good health in the year ahead.
I thought you might be wishing for more about the ET's communication.
That's further down my list, right after finishing the saga of 100 years of change. Right, Carl?
I want to live long enough to know if anything helpful comes out of these supposedly instant galactic messages.
It would be wonderful if the ETs could convince enough people with power to get together for better public financing of our elections.
I can hear the hopeful talk from years ago.
Boy, we can remember the 1960s when every kind of change seemed good. The United States had plenty of new jobs, education, and hope with leaders pushing exports and democracy.
Back then, with the military draft, many people were calling for peace.
Peace and freedom. There was increased civil and women's rights. With the pill, Americans were rediscovering sexuality.
Some have called the 60s the Love Generation.
There was the slogan, make love, not war. But maybe there wasn't much more real love in daily life.
We thought it would be easier to have a better society and eventually learn that cultural changes take a long time.
Sometimes a very long, long time.
The vision of utopia was helped by the new popularity of psychedelics among progressives.
The psychedelics helped give rise to greater mysticism, and I can say all kinds of higher ideas.
I gather with the lifestyle advancements there was a desire for work to be meaningful, not just for basic survival, a choice mainly the rich had before.
Meaningful work is reasonable, but the quest for many is any job to supply living money.
In the U.S., the jobs went to whoever, whatever, and wherever cost less. That is how the rich got richer.
And the concentration in wealth and legal power kept growing to unacceptable extremes as always, until another rebalancing.
Yes, as Franklin Roosevelt and his wealthy friends knew back in the Great Depression, before our time, there had to be more taxes on wealth to pay for infrastructure and public programs.
Old Andrew Carnegie believed, from those who have, more is required. To save the USA in the new millennium, billionaires like Gates and Buffett started giving back their accumulated wealth.
It was part morality and part self-interest to share. Even more, it was the huge numbers of people organizing through the WorldNet for a fair system.
Americans had to push for secure private communications on the WorldNet, to be able to organize freely and powerfully for their values.
There has been more mass online education and political voting power, like in Scandinavia. More jobs are kept at home.
But the corporatists keep fighting with their money, media, and politicians.
Most Americans have much greater social freedoms than a century ago. There's much more cultural diversity, but also more separateness.
The culture clashes are still terrible, but rudeness, obscenity, and hate talk finally hit bottom.
With all the crowding, diversity, and tensions, polite manners and respectful talk are necessary for peaceful, harmonious interaction.
Like the cities, states, and feds, human contact became so bankrupt that the system had to restart.
Ethnic mixing has grown in acceptance over the century, from my childhood when there were laws against mixing.
Yet there are still purists who act proud more than ever of their particular pedigrees.
Oh, well, we could go on talking. What do you think about some closure before bedtime?
What stands out in these trying times is the value of close friends.
There is real love in our exchanges.
We're no old fools. We located here because of your recommendation and because we are all here together.
There is a family connection with you that is better than many bio families.
Thanks for a great birthday celebration.
And many more in...
The foursome hears Eth and Izzy returning from the Mount Shasta gathering.
I wonder how the Mount Shasta event went.
Why don't we ask them?
The others all nod in smiling agreement.